Well, hey there everybody. Hey, I picked up 3 boxes of Brightech Ambient Pro solar powered lights. They're LEDs, but I bought 3 of these things. I'm going to try them out, put them up here in the garden area. I'm building my greenhouse, so this is going to add a whole bunch of light right now. As you can see, they're sort of turned on. I have some lights back here, but these are plugged in. So I got a little remote control that I hit the button on, they come on. These are supposed to last at least 5 or 6 hours with 2-watt light bulbs. The ones I got for my pond actually last all night. So if it's going to last 5 or 6 hours, I'm good. I'll just turn on the button that they have on them to turn them on when I'm out here working in the garden. But let's open them up and see what they look like. Go ahead and pop this thing off. Alright, so got some paperwork in here. A big thank you. We're not going to string you along, Brightech, that's cool. So here is the solar powered, or the solar solar panel. Looks a little small, smaller than my other set, and on-off button on the back. Inside you have a clip mount and then a whole bunch of lights. Wow. So these need to be charged up first. Not a problem. So let's see what else we got in here. We got a stake that we can put in, a clip, and this way I can hook it onto my 2x4s I got out there. And each one of them has a little hole here for a zip tie. So I'm going to go ahead and charge these up and then see how they do. Don't think I'll be using the stake. So I was just reading the instructions, saw that it does have a photo cell on it. So I'm going to flip this on and check out, make sure all the light bulbs are working. They all look like they're working. Not really bright, but that's because it's still daylight outside. But it looks like every light bulb is working just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put these up. So before we get too far into this, like I said, we got the stake here, but then you also have 2 screws, screw mount, drywall mount, but this goes in like so, and then you put the small screws in here. I have to figure out which side I want to mount it on first before I do that. Alright, so I could mount it to the top of my 2x4 like so, but I want to be able to still switch on and off the light. So I'm probably going to go and do something like this to it. Turn a little bit and angle it just so I get all the afternoon sun. And I can also go put it sideways there, so that means the screws are worthless. And now I have it all set to go. So in case you're wondering, up here, this is called scene twine. It's what they make fishing nets out of. A little hint, if you want some scene twine, it's really sturdy, it's UV protected. And you can get it for about $40 for a giant spool if you go to a sail net company, or excuse me, a net making company. I get mine from a couple different ones, and whatever they don't use when they're making a net and they got a small spool left over, which is a big spool to me, they'll go and sell it to you really cheap. Try not to fall my ass. Oh good, there's a long cord here. Alrighty, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lights. Alright, so I'm going to go hook up the other ones, bring it back in a little bit later. So this is the last box to go put up. One thing I wanted to talk about with this is I bought it for about $40. And with any type of gardening supplies, later in the season, the cheaper it's going to be on Amazon. So every time you go and buy some gardening stuff, later in the season the better. So also I'm going to put a link in the description down below for these in case you decide you want to get some for your garden or your patio or something. Look really cool. Let's make sure all of these work. Flip it to on. There they go. Oops. Put that down flat. There we go. All the light bulbs work on this one too. So, pretty cool. This is a lot lighter than your normal light string, the glass one. These are all plastic outsides. So I'm not as worried to break them. So that's sort of cool. Flip it back over, let it charge for a little bit. And here's my garden light string. So it's pretty bright. I can actually walk through, see where I'm going. All right, with a full charge, these are much brighter. I can actually see what I'm doing out here a little bit. So, still not quite as good as if I turn on my electric lights. But, still quite a bit better. I can actually see what I'm doing in here. I can see my peppers much better than pitch black, that's for sure. There's my tomatoes. Now, once again, if I want to actually do any work out here, I'm going to have to turn on these overheads. Much brighter. Alrighty. Very nice. Alright, it's about 5:30 in the morning and camera's having a hard time focusing in, but these lights are still lit out here. This is off a full day of sunshine. Come down here. Don't know if you can see it or not, but it's enough light to where I can actually see my sprayer so I can water. I'm going to go ahead and flip on my regular electric lights. Much better. I changed out my light bulbs, put in some LEDs.
Well, the lights out here actually work. They're pretty good. I can see where I'm walking. I'm not going to trip. Once my eyes adjust after about 10 minutes, it makes it so I can sort of see what I'm doing out here. But they're just not quite enough for me to do any real gardening out here at night, so I still want to leave my bright lights on. And I have them plugged in. 1-watt light bulbs from Lowe's plugged into here, just regular LED 1-watters, so pulling about 20 watts worth of power to make everything bright so I can come out here and actually do stuff in my garden. But for the most part, the solar lights do what they need to. They last all night, over 8 hours with a full charge. Sort of curious to see what happens in the wintertime, because we have very short days up here in the Pacific Northwest. Probably won't last half the night, especially if it's cloudy. Maybe last a couple hours, if that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Push that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Happy gardening. Have a great day.